Hello and welcome to another episode of Idol Stand Nation. I'm one of your hosts, Jihoon, and we've also got our other hosts, Nick and Aura.
What's up?
Hey.
Alright, so we've got a loaded episode today, so we're going to try and get through it. We're going to start off with some Twice. So for this one, I'll start this one off. Twice, they've had a double comeback in Japan, starting with Happy Happy and Breakthrough.
Yep.
So one thing I like to point out with the double comeback, at the start of both music videos, it starts with the scene of a door, and it's like they're one side is like orange and the other side is like blue, and there's got two half circles. One is orange and the other is blue, signifying that moon and sun motif. And if you notice that with Happy Happy, it starts off with a very bright scene, right? Strong sunlight, strong daylight, and Happy Happy's got that happy summery vibes going on, whereas Breakthrough's got a more darker theme. It's showing more like a nighttime theme, and the song itself has a bit of a darker feel. It's not necessarily talking about anything like negative or bad, but
it felt more like a mature theme, to be honest.
Yes, exactly. It's just an overall more mature feel, and the fact that they're releasing both these music videos at the same time, it's really showing off that the duality of Twice. Because I mean, we've seen recently with Fancy, in their Korean comeback, they've made that switch to that more mature concept.
Yeah.
But for Japan, the Japanese idol group market, it's more they love the happy cutesy stuff, so they didn't want to like abandon that altogether. And so rather than try to be like, what do we do? Do we stick with mature, or do we go back to cutesy? Like, nah, let's do both.
I mean, yeah. So, I will say that both MVs have been doing really well compared to the other Japanese releases.
Oh, really? What's it up to now?
Yeah. I don't remember what it's up to. I haven't seen the numbers today. I just know within the first 24 hours, both MVs outbeat the other like Japanese.
The previous releases?
Yeah. Like, I think Breakthrough doubled the last one.
Oh, nice.
Breakthrough is currently at 11.7 million.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and Twice as Happy Happy is at 8.3 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched Happy Happy first, and at first I was just kind of thrown off because again, just coming off of Fancy, I was like, okay, so they're going back to this. But then watching Breakthrough, that's when I noticed that opening scene. And I was like, oh, okay, put it together. The two music videos accompany each other, and I like them both really. I thought both music videos were great, and I thought the songs were also great.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the message too behind both songs. So, Laura, what did you think?
So, I was a little bit of the opposite of you. I watched Breakthrough first, and this was after work for me, so it was like a 12-13 hour shift. So my first listen to Breakthrough, I was like, I'm too tired for this. I need something more upbeat. And then when I heard Happy Happy, I'm like, oh snap, this is alright. I like this. But overall, I do like both songs a lot. So I listened to them both again after I had some rest, and I really do like Breakthrough as well.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, I thought you'd like the lyrics to Breakthrough, because it was talking about, like, overcoming, hardships and whatnot, and breaking through. So I would have thought that would have resonated with you.
Yeah, I mean, literally the only problem was because I literally listened to it right after work, and I was just exhausted, and it wasn't a good day at work. Let's just say that. But overall, I did like it. It was really good. My only problem even though it goes really well with the song, was the movement of the camera. Okay, I hated that so much.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would too.
Well, so if you're really paying attention, during, I think, 2, maybe 3 of the scenes, because of that movement, when it went back to the girls, they became off-center. Like, first they were centered, then the camera moves, gets all of them like individually, goes in and out, whatever, and then pans back out to a group shot again, and it's off center after. I'm like, ugh, this is irritating me because they were centered, they were looking great, but then the movement of the camera, and whatnot, put them off center, and that just irritated me like no other.
So that's like an aura specific irritation.
Yeah,
Okay.
very specific.
All right. What about you, Nick? What do you think?
I thought it was okay. I like Happy Happy a lot more than I did Breakthrough.
Oh wow.
And I think it's because, like, you know, we're getting into summer now, and I'm not really in the mood for, like, a dark MV like that. You know, especially with, like, the recent themes that we've been having all winter of dark MVs.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a little bit burnt out on it, honestly.
Okay.
The music was still great. I mean,
I can see that.
For Breakthrough, it was a little more mature, and you could really hear it in the music as well.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Happy was very Twice.
Very Japanese Twice.
Very nice.
There's no better way to put it, because Twice has this Japanese Twice MVs or songs in general have this.
It's really bubbly.
This sound to them, yeah, and so
It's super cheery.
it's very Japanese Twice, and honestly, it's not a sound that I'm tired of hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it's not a bad thing either.
No, it's not. I really enjoy that kind of sound to them.
Yeah,
And
it's familiar, but it's also upbeat and fun and bright.
Yeah, it's something that, like, I can sit down and listen to, and it's going to sound great, and it's going to be a break from kind of everything else. So I mean, I really enjoyed Happy Happy a lot. It's going to go on my playlist, which is going to be really nice to hear, considering my playlist is getting pretty long. Thanks ISN.
So that's what we're here for, bro.
Yeah, you both have put a lot of music into my playlist.
Yeah, and your album collection went from like 5 to
No problem.
49 or something like that now.
Yeah, I'm sitting at, well, if we're counting the 2 that I have on the way, which is both Fun and Factory signed version from us, if we're counting those, then I'm at like 45.
You hear that, Aura?
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
We've successfully corrupted him.
Yeah, right.
All right, so
once I get my next paycheck, I'm about to purchase the Happy Happy and Breakthrough together. So
I kind of want to wait for the repackage album, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a repackage album with these songs. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But I definitely want to pick them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be they'll probably end up
Or maybe
re-releasing it at the end of the year.
I keep forgetting that we're already just about halfway through the year.
yeah, I know it's crazy. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're already
Yeah. So, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about with the music videos, with this comeback? Any other things you want to point out?
So, I mean, the vocals, they were each of them were amazing, but
Momo,
you and Nick have both mentioned
her
Momo's
natural voice,
how she's using her.
She's definitely so the thing that I really like about Momo's natural voice is she's not projecting the sound forward, right? So the reason that Momo has a really nasally voice in their Korean songs is because she projects that voice forward, and she uses a mixed voice, which means she's using her nose a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But when she's singing here, she's using the back of her throat a lot, which is giving it a lot more of a husky sound, and I really enjoy that.
Yes,
and that's honestly, I don't know if that's how, because I haven't been a Twice fan that long, but I don't know if that's how she sings normally. Like, that's how she sings when she started.
Starting from the start of the group, JYP really had her kind of shoehorned into using that type of voice. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she used I believe she used this voice during 16.
Oh yes,
it was
during 16. It was absolutely beautiful. But upon the formation of the group and debut, A lot of their, especially like their runaway hits. This is the voice that people got used to hearing.
So she's actually in a similar situation as Blackpink's Rosé, right?
Yeah.
Where, you know, she's Rosé has been always told since the group to project her voice forward, and that it creates the same effect. So it's really interesting when you get to hear idols like natural voices like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, honestly, it's something that, you know, it feels like it's a different person singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because the type of voice really does help project that image, and as well as accommodate the image that you already see in the music video. But when you're just listening to the song itself, like, say from like the radio or whatnot,
Right.
you can still feel and see like that image. I love it. I'm with you, man. I absolutely love it. So, what did you guys think of this dual concept comeback?
So I thought, okay, these were my initial thoughts. Okay, dang, Twice is working really hard again, like, cause we've known that they work hard, but releasing two MVs at the same time.
Yep, having to learn the choreography and all that. Yeah,
learn the lyrics. They're putting in the work. They're doing what Twice does. But my biggest concern is, I hope they're not gonna get burnt out on this.
Just like what we saw with Yes or Yes comeback.
Exactly.
What about you, Nick?
So I mean, the aesthetics for each were definitely interesting based on like like we kind of already said, having learned two choreographies and whatever. I mean, my initial thoughts never go to the MV simply because I don't see everything correctly.
Oh yeah.
But I did notice that one was a lot darker, one was a lot brighter, and now that you've really explained that, it makes a lot of sense, and I really like that concept.
Yeah.
I think it was a great idea, and I think it definitely like gives more depth to the MV than the MV originally had, because if you look at it and you take those two concepts away,
right,
the MV just seems like a regular MV.
Right.
And so it gives a little bit of that depth into it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to take that time at the beginning to explain that duality concept, because my wife and I, we were just talking about it earlier today, and she didn't even notice that they opened up the same, but with the different lighting and the doors and the circles, signifying the sun and the moon. And she didn't notice that at all until I explained it to her, and she's like, "Oh, what?" Went back and watched it again. I'm like, "Oh, wow!" And it just really like kind of like put it all together in her head, and gave her like a much broader perspective and a deeper appreciation for both music videos. And that's why, like, I think for this comeback, Happy and Breakthrough, it shouldn't be along the lines of like, you're thinking choosing one or the other, but rather you should be thinking of them as a set. They accommodate each other. So yeah, I really thought that was very interesting, to say the least. I loved it. I love this dual concept comeback.
Yeah.
It's and like you said, Aura, that they're working hard for this.
Yeah.
And for even for as talented as the members of Twice are, it still is a lot of work to learn two sets of choreography and songs at the same time, especially in such a short span of time compared to their last comeback with Fancy. I mean, that was only just 2 months ago, right? So
was it 2 months ago? Oh
yeah,
wow.
It was April. That was back in like at the end of April. Like, was it April 30th or something like that? So
yeah, it was something like that.
So yeah, normally after a comeback like that, groups will go and promote on like all these variety shows and live stages, do some like guerrilla concerts or whatever, and
Right.
they may take like a week or two break. But given that they only had 2 months for this, they may not actually have had a break between this comeback and Fancy.
No, they okay, well, I don't know if they had a break between this and Fancy, but I know that they had a break just recently. couple of members like Sana and Momo went to Hawaii, and
Okay, so they actually did get a break. Okay.
right,
Yeah, and that's great. You know, that became a concern of mine as we were just talking about this. I'm like, oh my goodness, like they're getting burnt out again. But no, to see that they actually had time to take a break, thank goodness. So
yeah.
I feel like we're running out of things to talk about with this comeback. Unless you guys got anything else to add.
I do not.
No,
All right, so you guys want to move on to Somi?
yeah.
Yeah, sure we can.
Who's gonna bring it in? All right, I pick you, Nick.
I knew you were gonna pick me.
I mean, you're my favorite.
All right,
You're my favorite
so-
victim. So
I figured as much. All right, so Somi recently re-debuted.
Just say she debuted. It's just so much easier.
Yeah, Somi recently debuted with on June 13th with the MV birthday.
Yep.
yep. And if you guys remember, a few episodes ago, we talked about our predictions. Well, for some of us, it was predictions.
no.
Others, it was along the lines of more like wishful thinking. I know for me, it was wishful thinking. What my prediction was, but Aura, go ahead and live it up, man.
Fun girl crush. Booyah.
What did Nick and I predict? I can't remember.
So yours, Jihoon, you were more mature, similar to CLC and I can't remember the other group that you said.
Okay, so like
Lovelies. I don't remember. And then
that probably wasn't Lovely. It's definitely not because they're so different from CLC. But okay, I'm sorry. I kind of see that. Yeah, and that was definitely wishful thinking on my part. I knew you were gonna be right too, considering who the label is. So.
And then I believe Nick was.
I'm pretty sure I just said that they were gonna be a very YG song.
I think you just. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was just Girl Crush.
Just Girl Crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then or you put in Fun Girl Crush, so that definitely made it a much more accurate, narrowed down prediction. So, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
I could go for chicken dinner right now, but that's besides the point.
So, with Somi's birthday, Aura, since you were right, let's have you start it off.
Oh, me. Okay. So, I'm 50-50 on the song and the MV. So I loved the fun parts.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it was a nice, refreshing Somi kind of deal. It really showed her personality, which is something that you said you wanted, Nick, is an MV that showed her personality.
Mm-hmm.
The girl crush. I didn't like it. I didn't like her girl crush part. Like, don't get me wrong, she pulled it off pretty well, but the fun
It's just not
girl
for Aura.
crush. So I kind of predicted that it would have been closer to ITZY kind of style, but each part abruptly stops way too much. Like, it'll go fun and then like stop and
Like
starts back up.
sassiness.
Yeah. And it just felt weird. Like the transition between each part. Like when it was actually the fun part, it was really nice. But once it switched to the girl crush part, the transition wasn't as smooth as I would have liked it. And then I don't want to say this, but it kind of felt like an angry child kind of thing. I'm sorry, Somi, but the girl crush just sounded like an angry child to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I think for all fans of IOI, you know, a lot of us are still stuck at seeing Somi as that young girl,
yeah,
and it's gonna be hard to get used to like this kind of a style from her, because I mean she is 19 in Korean age now,
really.
And
I
so,
thought she was older.
she's grown up a lot since she was on IOI, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like watching this MV, it I felt like it was only half. I didn't feel like I was listening to Somi. I felt like I was listening to a factory produced.
Yeah, I was about to
artist.
say a production. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I had to I cringed at the chorus drop because it was so out of nowhere and not really meant for that song. It felt so out of place.
Right.
I mean, we had just come off of like in the pre-chorus, it was a fun part, and then we get into the drop and it goes very girl crush, and it just didn't feel right. I mean, you can pull off a drop that big, or like that hard hitting if you're already in that girl crush phase, right? Like CLC's Me, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
They pulled off that really hard drop, but they did it because their concept is girl crush.
Yeah.
And so, but for this, it felt like I was listening to a song that was half produced by Somi and a song that was half produced by her company.
Yeah.
I feel like Teddy had a super heavy influence on the girl crush part.
I mean, yeah, Teddy definitely put the Black Label spin on it, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the rap in there is so outlandish and so Black Label, and then the fun parts are very like, okay, this is what I thought the actual concept would be.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Somi that we wanted to see.
This is the yeah, because if you were a fan of IOI, you know exactly what her personality is.
Yeah.
And back when she was in IOI, back when people were looking at debuting her for her own concepts, nobody would have ever thought this would have been the concept that she was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once we saw what label she signed to,
Everyone knew what was coming.
Yeah, we saw it coming.
Yeah, everyone was like, all right, well, hip hop, here we come,
Yep.
I mean, it's not really hate on Somi and her release,
No.
We're still happy that she finally re-debuted, whatever.
Re-debuted, yeah.
Yeah. But, this song wasn't what we expected.
No.
But,
Gina, what'd you think?
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't. I have to be completely honest. I gave it a passing listen. Once I heard that the direction that the song was going, I already knew that. Like, yeah. Again, just like Aura already said, I'm really happy that Somi is like actually finally got to debut. Because to be honest, I was also really expecting another update. Oh, by the way, Somi's not gonna actually debut yet. We're pushing it out to 2020. Was what I was expecting.
Well, I mean, they did release the teaser right before she actually debuted, so
yeah, but yeah, I still support Somi. She deserved this, and even though it's not a song to my taste, again, I'm not gonna tell anyone that they shouldn't listen to it or anything like that. As always, people can decide for themselves. And feel free to disagree with us. Just because the three of us weren't a fan of it doesn't mean that you won't be a fan of it either.
Yeah,
prove us wrong.
A lot of idols out there are supporting it. Former 21, Minzy, Twice's, Chaeyoung, a lot of the old
Blackpink fully supported it.
Yeah, IOI, the former IOI members supported it. So a lot of artists out there are supporting it.
Yeah. It was just in the news recently that Taeyeon also supported it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone is supporting Somi, and it's really nice to see, because a lot of the time when artists debut, you have to be someone really special to get publicly supported by someone who's been in the business for quite a while.
Exactly.
And to see all of these artists that are much more experienced than Somi is coming out and being like, yeah, this is good, is very heartwarming to see.
Yeah, because a part of me too was I know for a while back I was wondering, like, okay, so is Somi about to give up on the idol dream, and she's just gonna stick with doing variety shows. She's just gonna be a media personality, but to finally like see her finally come along, it's great. She's getting her another shot at her dreams.
Right.
So
and I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Really happy for her. Still don't like the girl crush part though. Still don't like the girl crush.
all right. So, I mean, you still have something else you want to add, or?
Just for any hate comments, just leave them below. Hate, like tell us that we're wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, go support Somi. Honestly, she's worked really hard to get to where she's at, and she definitely deserves it. It's just not really a concept we were looking at.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on. Aura, why don't you go ahead and bring it in with the next piece?
All right. So another group that had a Japanese comeback was IZ*ONE with Buenos Aires. I still can't fully pronounce it. Isn't it like French or whatever?
It's
Or was it
Argentinian.
Spanish?
No.
It's
Yeah.
Argentinian.
It's Argentinian Spanish.
Okay. There you go. So that happened. I mean, they performed the song at I believe the Eyes on Me stage.
Oh yeah, they did a short version of it.
Yeah, but now they've had the full release of the MV, and then later they'll have the release of the album.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that happened. I really don't. So, I guess I'll give my opinions of it first, if you guys don't mind.
By all means, please.
I'm not a fan of it. I mean, so the video part was beautiful. The girls looked great, but the video wasn't really focused on anything. There wasn't any real theme to it, and I couldn't pinpoint what the concept was, other than they were all very beautiful. The song, there was so much auto-tune that I couldn't figure out who was singing what parts most of the time. As much as I love IZ*ONE, as much as I love the girls, I don't like the song. I don't like the MV. And I'm gonna get a lot more hate.
I mean, it'll be fine because if all the IZ*ONE stands wants to pitch a fit about it, by all means, you meet up at the corner of 9th Street. We'll have Nick there standing and waiting, and you can just beat up Nick.
What the heck? Why am I the punching bag?
Because you're our punching bag, so we'll have to give you up for that. So,
Excuse me. Bully. All right. For people that don't know what goes on behind the scenes, this is it. By the way, they just bully me all day.
Hey. I only bully you like 2 hours of the day, okay? I work too much. I work too much to bully you all day.
All right. I guess I'll take my turn up now. So it's really heartbreaking for me to say this too, because IZ*ONE is one of my top 3 ultimate groups, along with Twice and Oh My Girl, and I was severely disappointed with this song. Like the song itself, between the musical accompaniment and the vocals, I don't like any of it. Because like Aura said with the autotune, and this is not the fault of IZ*ONE. This is not the girls' fault. It's whoever produced and sound mixed this. They autotuned it so much that they took out the color of their voices. It just sounds like Nako and Hitomi singing in an echo chamber. Like those are the only 2 voices I could make out.
Yeah.
Like whoever sound mixed this ruined their voices, their vocals, and
Yeah.
They deserve better than this. As far as the musical accompaniment, it just sounds so cheap, from the choice of instruments and the chord progression. I feel like what they were trying to do was target the same audience that loves like other Japanese idol groups like AKB and Momoiro Clover Z, Morning Musume, it has a lot of the same similar qualities as far as like the musical accompaniment goes, and like man, like I had after I had watched that music video, and I say that loosely because I could barely stand to watch the music video itself because of how much I didn't like the song. I had to go heal my heart with some La Vie en Rose and Violetta.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to Really Like You, so.
Yeah. Oh, so you did the same thing too. You had to go heal your heart afterwards too.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Nick?
All right, here we go. Time to get roasted. All right. I not gonna say I hated it, but it's pretty borderline.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to it first time through, and I was like, well, that was a thing, I guess. And whenever I say that, it's because I literally don't have anything to comment about a song. I mean, the first thing that I noticed right off the bat was the wonky chord progressions.
Right?
It wasn't normal. Okay, so they started off in C major. When they're in C minor, and it's just a mess. Like, so I think they literally just was like, oh, we'll take this and this and this and a little bit of that, and we'll just throw it in the song, and sure, it sounds good.
And like the choice of instruments too, right?
Oh yeah, the choice of instruments was a mess too. And so, I mean, it was a mess of a song. It didn't sound good. In my opinion, it was more of a mess than Dalla Dalla was. And that was a mess.
Yeah.
But see, Dalla Dalla was an organized mess, if you believe that's a thing. Like,
yeah, it was like organized chaos.
And he put it off well. But man,
this one was just a messy chaos.
Yeah.
This was just chaos. Like,
yeah.
it was not good.
Yeah, like,
and I mean,
that auto tune, right? That auto tune with their voices.
Yeah, the auto tune was not good. The auto tune was really bad choice. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but they made some bad decisions. And I mean, I think Jihoon and I were talking about it, and Jihoon, you were like, it sounded just like an AKB song.
Yeah, it's with AKB they have, what was it, 100 something members, that all their voices, and most of the members, they do have those high pitch vocal ranges, so that it blends in just fine. You don't need to do a lot of auto-tune with that. You only need the auto-tune to just kind of smooth it out. But for this, when you got 12 members who have such distinct vocal ranges, like I said, it just ruined their vocals.
I mean, for the most part, most of the 100 members don't sing at the same time. They'll have maybe a couple here and there, but not all 100 sing at the exact same time. And, usually it's a unit or a small group of girls, not like all 200 whatever girls.
So then they probably have a better arrangement with the vocalists that they do choose to perform those songs from AKB and their sister groups.
Exactly. They usually choose the most recognizable. That's why there's those tiers. Like top tier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So usually the tiers are separated. There's like the top Kami 7 or Kami 8, I can't remember.
Oh, depending on which group it is and what generation. Right.
Yeah. Because I think it went from 7 to 8, or I might be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked into this. But usually, like, they'll be in one song, or it would be the top like 12 or 20. It really depends on the song itself. And then there's the next one, which is Undergirls, which is usually like 21 through 40, or was it 21 through 60? I can't remember. It just goes on from there.
So this song, I feel like they shouldn't have picked this song for IZ*ONE to perform.
No.
I mean, okay, so on my second listen through, right, I noticed something, and it got me triggered a little bit.
Oh, what was it?
Song is called Buenos Aires.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I forgot to talk about that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Song is called Buenos Aires, Argentinian Spanish. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. they've done songs in other languages like La Vie en Rose, whatever. But then they say voulez-vous, and voulez-vous is French, and that it caught me off guard for a second, and I didn't catch it on my first listen through because I was more focused on listening to the chords and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But on my second listen through, I thought about that and I was like, voulez-vous, that's French in a song that's titled in Argentinian Spanish that is Japanese.
And not to mention, they also have English lyrics in there as well.
And they have English lyrics. And so that just made it more of a mess to listen to.
So I kind of want to withhold from really like judging on that part because I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Argentinian culture. I don't know if they use like those phrases in everyday, Argentinian like speech. Because like in English, we have a lot of Spanish and German and French and Italian phrases that come up in everyday like American English speaking conversation.
Right.
So I just don't know if it's the same for Argentina. But I'm with you because I had that initial feel of like, man, whoever wrote this song is possibly uncultured and not know that there's a difference between French, English, and Spanish.
Yeah, and I mean, so even if they do, or even if it's like deeply rooted in Argentinian culture, it makes, to use the phrase, it makes it more of a mess to listen to.
Yeah.
Depends. Maybe it makes sense to like an Argentinian person. So.
Yes, but at the same time, you're making this for Japanese culture, right?
Yeah, for a Japanese market.
For a Japanese market. And so you're not making it for the Argentinian market.
Or are they?
And so that and so
sorry.
Going off that, like, if you're making something for some and you want to include other languages, at least make it in the same language as the theme or the language of the song title.
Yeah. So
I mean, so there's all that, and it just added to the fact that it's a mess.
Yeah. I'll use my wife as an example. She knew that there were foreign phrases in there, but she didn't know what language they were. And I'm not trying to make my wife sound stupid or uncultured or anything like that. She's just not. Before she met me, she wasn't really too concerned with what happened what happens outside of Japan. Like, she never really had much of a chance to get exposed to anything outside of Japanese culture. So,
right.
I feel like she's been trying to like get caught up with learning about other cultures in the past 6 years we've been together now. Oh, she's gonna get mad at me for this. but
I'll cut it out.
I will say this about the lyrics. The lyrics, I feel like it's not specifically about the actual place of Buenos Aires. I think.
No, it's not.
I think the lyrics are actually like more of an allusion to, hey, let's go somewhere far away. Let's get away from here. It could be anywhere, but they just, it's like, yeah, let's go somewhere. Let's go get some food. Like, let's go to KFC or something. Just kind of like as like a placeholder for the subject matter, but it's not so much the focus on the actual place in Argentina, but they're just saying let's go somewhere far off. So
right.
So besides that thing with having 4 different languages mixed into the lyrics, the actual content of the lyrics are intriguing. So
I mean, again, for me, I listen to it right after work, and I also listen to it on my day off. But both times I've listened to it, I still wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust me, I've been listening to this song all day, trying to like, I don't know, like, beat it into my head that I'm gonna appreciate something about the song, and yeah. I guess about the only thing I could really appreciate is the lyrics.
I mean, for me, it's a little bit disappointing because the composer / arranger for this song is actually the composer and arranger for one of my favorite songs from AKB, which is Love Crescendo. So for me, it's a little bit disappointing just because the composer and arranger just didn't meet expectations for me.
So there actually was AKB influence with the song. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so when you look at the Japanese albums or the last one,
Skito
Skito Iwasatai, that one was done by the producer of AKB, Aki P.
Which made sense because I definitely felt that influence. And in fact, I'm pretty sure I even said in that episode like that this is definitive AKB pop.
Yeah.
When we did that episode.
Yeah. So if I remember right, so when it comes to the Japanese releases for IZ*ONE, it's going to be done through the AKS company, which is the company associated with all the AKB members.
And the sister groups too, right?
Exactly. So there's going to be a lot of influence with AKB from that aspect.
So, you guys are ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
So, let's bring it into our next piece, Bibi, which I actually really like this one. But why don't you start it off, Nick?
So, okay. Originally, it caught me very off guard because, obviously she's only had, just her debut, right? With Binu.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very minimalistic feel, right?
Right.
And so I was thinking that maybe she's just based on minimalism, It would be really nice to have a minimalism-based artist in the Korean, K-pop scene because we don't have a lot right now.
No.
And this made me look like a fool.
I mean, we don't have to try very hard
because,
to that.
I didn't say it.
Sorry.
Nabi went. It was very end of the spectrum, right? Because during the chorus, it was very the drums were going off. You didn't have a lot in the way of musical accompaniment, but the drums were very,
very present.
They were doing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then during the verses, it was very back to that Binu minimalism. And honestly, at first, I didn't really like it that much. Listening to it more and trying to get used to it, I really like it.
Yeah. I mean, so
I do think they chose a poor 808 sound for the drums. It's a very open-ended sound.
Yeah.
And I think with the going from the minimalism back to the drum accompaniment, I think it would have been better to use a more muted 808 for the drums.
Yeah, especially for her type of vocals too.
Yeah, and her type of vocals, where her vocals are very interesting because there's nobody that really sings like her in the current in current K-pop. She does a lot of extending her notes and connecting. She doesn't do a lot of really fast speech. None of that. And
she also incorporates
as well,
vocal fry too.
Yeah, she does do quite a bit of vocal fry.
Oh, she's definitely interesting.
I think over time, whoever's doing production with her will learn her style a bit better. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a two-way street with the learning and adapting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so I think over time, they'll get a better, hang of each other, and the 808s might change, and her style might change just a little bit.
Yeah. To
better fit the producer.
Yeah.
But I really liked it.
Yeah, same here. I pretty much agree with everything you said. I think this is the most we've agreed on. I think when it comes to any artist and group, Bibi is the one that we agree the most on.
Yeah.
But she's definitely keeping up a good consistency coming off of her last release, and I really appreciate
it's so
that.
close for a soloist that just debuted.
Yeah, and not just consistency in sound, but consistency in quality. It's great, and I think she is shaping up to be I know we're already halfway through the year, but she's already probably on my short list for rookie artist of the year. So for my own picks, anyways.
So you're gonna hate me for this.
Aura?
You're gonna hate me for
Aura. So Aura loved it.
No. Okay, so I'm not a fan of this song. I'm not a fan. Unlike Binu, Binu is stuck in my head. It's still playing at this moment. I still hear Binu. That's still stuck in my head, okay? Okay. That's been stuck in my head ever since I heard the song. I can't get it out. This song didn't get stuck in my head. It wasn't memorable to me. The only thing that I really remember was her switching between a cat and and her actual human self. That's the only thing that stuck out to me. And to be honest, I kind of found the editing for it kind of weird, but that's besides the point.
That weirdness is part of her charm, though.
No,
True.
It wasn't her weird. It was like how it was done weird. Like I just didn't like how they cut it. Basically, it was the editing weird kind of thing. I didn't like how they edited the scene. But that's just me. From editing so many videos in the past, I just didn't like how they edited the video. But yeah, no, I wasn't a fan of this song.
And Aura disappoints me yet again.
Yeah. I feel like I have... So, other than the Twice section, I feel like I've disappointed Somi fans, I've disappointed IZ*ONE fans, and now I've disappointed Bibi fans.
Yeah, you're really making the rounds, aren't you?
Yeah, I am 1 for 4. Or 3 for 4. However you guys want to...
Uh-oh.
I am... 70, so far for this episode, I have not been a fan of 75% of the releases this week.
Didn't at one point you said like from all the previous episodes as well, like you disliked the majority of the things that we talked about?
Yeah. There have been at least... So, in at least 80% of the videos that we have done so far, I have said I disliked at least 1 or 2 music videos. This is the first time we've hit 3. But then again, we don't we don't talk about 3 or more than 3 usually. Usually there's 1 or 2 that I like that we talk about. Don't get me wrong, like technically it's 2.5 if you want to split Twice into 2 MVs and half of Somi's, because I do like the fun half of Somi's. Not a big fan of the Somi's Girl Crush. I'm not a big fan of Buenos Aires, and I'm not a big fan of Nabi.
I mean, this is the Aura that we all know and maybe love or not love so much. Or doesn't really like everything.
Well, Nick apparently hates me now.
or I'm thinking about 1,000 ways to die at the moment. Just figuring out which ones I can use real quick.
Like, don't get me wrong, I really love to debut. That's something that really stuck out in my head.
No.
I don't think this because it doesn't. Nabi, that's not that doesn't roll off the tongue as easily as Binu. Okay.
All right.
I mean, okay, fair enough.
But
Okay.
yeah.
The time for some quick shots, guys. Or wait, I keep doing this. How about our recommendations of the week?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Let's do that.
We haven't done that in a
Aura.
while.
Yeah, we skipped on the last episode too.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
So Aura, go ahead. What's yours?
So since this summer is coming up, and we all need something fun, especially after a hard days at work or a hot summer's day, Happy Happy by Twice. That's my recommendation for the week.
All right. What about you, Nick?
I think I'm gonna just have to recommend Nabi.
Yeah.
It's great for, you want to chill out,
Yep.
you want to just relax and enjoy, what summer's already brought, them 80-degree days.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. As much as I love both of Twice's comebacks, I'm gonna have to go with BB's Navi as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, like we've been riding this BB hype train for a while, haven't we?
You both have.
Oh yeah, dude. Honestly, if Taeyeon's voice was not produced this year, Binu would definitely be my song of the year.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I love it that much, and it's unfortunate because I remember telling you guys about this. Taeyeon's voice is still my song of the year.
It's a great song.
Yeah, I'm still on Oh My Girl's fifth season. So. Although,
But
yeah. All right, so now can we move on to the quick shots?
Yeah.
All right.
Quick shot at this point.
This one's all yours, Nick.
All right. So there's been some news in the K-pop world where, for those that don't know, Samuel Kim is currently in disputes with Brave Entertainment about Brave not being transparent with him in terms of business, and he has decided to leave Brave Entertainment. And recently he filed for a trademark application for the name Samuel. And when asked questions about it, his legal representative announced that Samuel Kim would be creating his own one-man agency. And this is news because he's still in this controversy with Brave Entertainment about not being transparent and whatever else. And he also made a statement on Instagram telling his fans, not to worry too much, that he's really thought through his decision, and that he hopes to continue his career as a solo musician. And this is cool because you don't see a lot of idols creating their own one-man agency.
No.
Because it's a
very
tall order.
Bold move.
Yeah, it really is. And Samuel Kim is very popular. Don't get me wrong. He's insanely popular. But that is a big move. And so a lot of people are currently wondering, how that's going to work out. Does he have the business ethics to maintain that? Is he getting help from other people? Because then it's not really a one-man agency.
Yeah. So normally when artists complain about a lack of transparency with their label, usually what that boils down to is they want more involvement with their own artistry, as far as the direction of the concepts that they go, the type of songs that they perform, the venues that they go to, all those things. So it looks like for Samuel Kim, he was basically just a puppet for the label, and he wanted more control over his own career. That's what it boils down to. So, all right.
So, yep, that is currently what's happening in the K-pop world.
Yeah. Not a whole lot else for our quick shots. I mean, we've had a long episode already, so I think this is a good point to sign off. Right? Unless you guys got anything else? Any last things you guys want to add in?
I mean, so former member of FX, Sully, is going to be part of a variety show.
Oh yeah. So that actually got announced maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago.
It's the first time I heard it, today or yesterday.
Well, I guess at that point they were still in the talking stage. But so is it official now that she is going to be a part of this?
Yeah. Unless something happens later on, but so far it's been confirmed. And it's about reading hate comments.
Because Soleil has had a lot of them when she was part of FX, or actually not even part of FX. Right, even after she left FX, she got a lot of hate comments. So
yeah, so I guess I hope the best for her. I don't know how. Would I be hoping for the worst because hoping that she gets hate comments so she can read them, or hoping for the best that she'll succeed?
She's already got enough material as far as hate comments, and here's the awesome thing about this, right? So all these people are throwing all this hate at her, and she's taking it all up and gonna make money off of it from the show.
Right.
So in their faces,
Yeah, I mean,
that is true.
I'm just saying. I don't know if I should be saying I hope the worst because I want it helps to get money, or if I hope for the best, because either way I feel like it's conflicting issues just because it's a show where they read hate comments.
I could say I'll say you can just hope for the best because she's already got a whole bucket full of hate comments. She's got enough hate comments to last 10 years. So she'll be all right on that front.
All right.
All right.
So, all right. Well, let's wrap things up then.
So, thank you for listening to Idolstan Nation. Please like, comment, subscribe, click that bell icon. Join us on Discord, or even join us on Kpop Girls Amino. And we're pretty active on there, some more than others. But thank you for listening. Listen to all the music videos that we talked about, whether we agreed or disagreed about liking or disliking them. And have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.